Portage Municipal Traffic, Warrior 731 November Echo is taxiing runway 36, Portage. Just make sure we're clear over here. I think we got somebody on the ramp here, so we'll just kind of inch around them. I don't want to cut it too close, especially because there's other parking spaces here. So we'll just kind of move it, mosey around here. Portage traffic, Warrior 731 November Echo is departing runway 36 to the north, VFR. Portage. Alright. Since this is a short field, we're going to set a notch of flaps. Come up here, mixture is full rich. Fuel pump on. Let's make sure that we are trim for takeoff. And then let's go ahead and give it full power. Okay, release the brakes. Airspeed alive, and engine instruments look good. Rotate. And then maintain 70 knots. Wonderful. Portage Municipal Traffic, Warrior 731 November Echo, departing VFR to the north at 1,800. Last call, Portage. Alright, so that's clear for that. We'll listen to the ATIS.
Air traffic controller, Piston outbound is currently offline. SimVenture traffic controllers will only be down into position during the published event times, which can be found at pilotage.net/SimVenture.
We're a little bit early.
Are not in effect at this
That's
time.
okay.
The common traffic advisory frequency is 118.5 for non-event hour.
I'll go ahead and turn that off since we're a little bit early. Okay, so we got some traffic off to our right, 300 feet below us. Maybe do a little bit of a clearing turn here, just to see if there's anybody around. There could also be Nordo traffic, so it always pays to check and make sure. I think we're far enough away from the traffic that we're not really a factor right now. Okay, so lower to cruise.
Traffic Skyhawk 1772, departing runway 36 to the north, Portage.
So we're let's continue our climb up to 3,000. We're past our takeoff, so we can bring the fuel pump off. Fuel looks good. I'm gonna hide the yoke. Oil pressure looks good. Oil temperature looks good. Fuel flow looks good. T's and P's are good. And we'll leave it on the left tank for now.
Portage traffic. Skyhawk will be entering runway 36 for departure to the north. Portage.
Okay, we're coming up to 3,000.
Portage traffic, EV 40 Echo Bravo, lining up number 2 for runway 36 north departure. Portage.
That wasn't the most gentle level off.
Portage traffic. Skyhawk 5272 Romeo departing 36 to north. Last call. Portage.
Here's our cruise, and we'll go ahead and trim for level flight. And now we just wait. So let's see. Looks like
Portage traffic, EV 40 Echo Bravo, taking off runway 36 for north departure. Portage.
Can we see any of these guys? They're way, way out there. We have just a hint of a rainbow, is that right? Wow. There shouldn't be any clouds.
Portage traffic.
Oh, that's the wind screen.
513CR departing runway 36 to the north. Portage.
No clouds, no wind. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, we got a little conga line leaving the airport, so lots of people are coming up. Now we're headed right towards Endeavor Bridge, so I'm actually going to angle off here. Let's go ahead and check left. Check right. We don't have any traffic, so let's go ahead and do a gentle turn. Don't know exactly where people are going to end up, so we kind of want to stay away from the entry points. So if you see on our map, there's VP Endeavor. So there's a bridge that we should be looking for, and I think we can probably see it. In fact, there's the bridge. So that's the bridge. So Endeavor Bridge is the checkpoint. We probably want to stay away from that. We're at 3,000. We're going to aim for the 90 knots and 1,800 feet path. So right now we're flying a little bit slow. I probably want to add a little bit more power. Let's see, we'll get rid of our flaps. That would help. Okay. Let's see if we can get our power and our airspeed all trimmed up. And we'll go ahead and head for this lake over here. I'm not sure what that lake is. Let's see. Looks like that
Portage traffic, Scott 6513CR departing to the north. Portage, last call.
Has no name. Okay, well we'll just hang out over there and see what's going on. Now let's see, what are we doing? We're doing we're standard pressure, so we probably want to adjust this to like 1800 something. Standard temperature and pressure. So our temperature is, let's see, where is that? There we go. It's what is that? It says it's 10, but I think it should probably be 15. So probably right about there. I'm sorry, right about there. So this is fairly close. So 90 is, I think,
traffic, Skyhawk
right on that.
Gulf Lima, taking a runway 36 for straight up departure.
So we're going a bit fast. We're going down to 25. So let's get this cleaned up. We don't want to be in a descent, and we don't want to be going terribly fast. I had my flaps out earlier, so that's why we were going a little bit slow. But now with the flaps cleaned up, we're actually going kind of fast. So this is the speed we want to be going. We want to be going 90 knots. Okay, 90 knots, and the trick is we want to be going a little bit faster. We want to maintain level flight, and I'll go ahead and aim for 2,500. So let's see if we can get that speed up. Nope. That was the wrong way. There. Let's stop trying to fly by the trim and just fly with the yoke. Okay, so I leveled off, and now I want to increase the throttle a bit. That's way harder to trim the Warrior in the sim than it is in real life. Okay, there we go. That's probably about right. Let's see if that works. Okay, good. Alright, so we're just going to do a loop around here. Let us see. Is it 5? It's 5. So if we click this over.
Contact 5. The flag mount LAC signage for parking. All Oshkosh departures.
There we go.
Departure procedures on page 23 of the notice. Pull out the designated parking area and follow the flag to runway 27. Lock their tower on 128.75 as you taxi. And be listening and ready to go upon reaching the runway. All pilots must set their simulators to VFR weather conditions. Call wind. Oshkosh Davis information. Wind call. Visibility 10. Sky clear. Altimeter 29er, 9er 2. VFR arrival and departure procedures in effect. Arriving runway 27, runway 36 left, and runway 36 right. Pages 20 or 22 of the notice. Departing runway 27. Aircraft inbound for the Fisk arrival. Proceed to Green Lake to join the Fisk arrival. Aircraft arriving must be familiar with runway exit procedures. Refer to the bottom of pages 20 or 22 for your specific runway exit procedure after landing. Upon arrival, pilots wishing to depart immediately shall follow the flag mount. They'll guide you back to the runway for takeoff. Pilots wishing to taxi the parking shall follow the flag mount until they see signage for parking. All Oshkosh departures refer to the departure procedures on page 23 of the notice. Pull out the designated parking area and follow the flag mount to runway 27. Lock their tower on 128.75 as you taxi. And be listening and ready to go upon reaching the runway. All pilots must set their simulators to VFR weather conditions. Call wind.
All right.
Oshkosh Davis information. Wind call. Visibility 10. Sky clear. Altimeter 29er, 9er 2.
I did not catch what that information letter is, but you know what? We're just going to go ahead.
Runway 36 left and runway 36 right. That cleared off. So we are
going to Green
holding
Lake
right now.
Landing clear, thanks.
Begin SimVenture 2026, unfortunately, but we will get you in just a little bit. You're not going to do any more than probably 2 or 3 laps in the whole top. So if you're just joining us again, for those between Ripon and Fisk, you're going to hold over Rush Lake. This is all on page 16 of the notice. Take a look at page 16.
Okay.
Rush Lake for those between Ripon and Fisk. If you have not reached Ripon yet, you're going to be holding over Green Lake. Again, all holds are counterclockwise around the lake as charted on page 16. You're going to hold 1,800 feet, 90 knots throughout the entire hold, or 2,300 feet and 135 knots if you can't comfortably do 90 knots. Please don't cut anybody off. Watch those, clear those turns before you start them in the hold, especially if you are entering those holds. Make sure that you're not about to cut someone off who's already established in that hold. It is not a race. We have plenty of time to get everybody in on this Fisk arrival once we do open up. So once again, page 16, we are holding right now for SimVenture 2026, expecting about a 10 or 15 minute delay here to the start of the event. We're really glad to see you out here. Thanks for coming to SimVenture 2026. It is a beautiful day out here in Oshkosh, and we can't wait to have you come over Fisk with a good wing rock, and then proceed into the airport and hopefully hit that dot. They say that everything is going really well over at the airport, cleaning that up. Again, if you're just joining us, we are holding. We're holding for the Fisk arrival. It's not going to be too long, probably about 10 or 15 more minutes. Page 16 of the notice outlines the holding. Don't get too worried. It's not like an IFR hold. It's just simply some turns around the lake. So check out page 16 of the notice. If you are between Ripon and Fisk, you're going to hold counterclockwise over Rush Lake. That hold is not necessarily a standard oval or standard holding pattern at all. You're going to actually continue all the way to Fisk. But prior to reaching Fisk, you'll make a left turn, head due westbound, and then hold, kind of hug that lake on the northern and western side. But once you get to the southern part of Rush Lake, you're actually going to kind of continue eastbound to the railroad tracks again, all the way to Fisk, and then you'll make a left turn and head back to the lake. So just continue that holding pattern until we clear you in. As we get closer to that time, I'll kind of outline how we're going to get everybody out of holding. It's not going to be too difficult, but we just want to keep that head on a swivel out there today. It is a busy day already on the Fisk arrival here at SimVenture 2026. If you have not reached RIP yet, if you are outside of ripping still, you're going to be holding over Green Lake. Disregard Puckaway Lake holding. We don't have a demand for that right now. We keep everyone going inbound to at least Green Lake.
Okay, now he's back there.
If you have not reached Ripon yet. So if you're not yet at Ripon and you're inbound on the Fisk arrival, we are holding here, page 16 the notice. Take a look at it, and it's only going to be about 10 or 15 minutes of this, but prior to reaching Ripon, you're going to pass Green Lake on your left. After you pass the lake, start that left turn, hug that lake off your left wing. You're going to start a rectangular holding turn as charted on page 16 around Green Lake. You're just going to keep going counterclockwise around Green Lake till we let you out of the hold. Again, not going to be more than about 10 or 15 minutes from now. Everyone's looking really good out there. We can see it on ADSB. The holding patterns are looking good. Just keep that up, and we will give you an update whenever we have it. Once we do start coming in, so you can start briefing yourself as you're in that hold, we're going to be on just 20 and 22 of the notice. That's runways 36 and 27. So it's either going to be straight up railroad tracks to runway 27, and that's just going to be a Fisk, and then straight up the tracks. You'll then enter that down for runway 27. Maintain 1,800 feet and 90 knots until you get established on that downwind and it's time to descend. We don't want you to slow early. For those aircraft on the high stream, you will be asked to start your descent and slow, so you will eventually have to pull back that 90 knots. But if you can't comfortably cruise at 90 knots without throwing down some flaps and some gear, that's why we have that option for that higher stream. But if you are able, at 90 knots and 1,800 feet, we do ask that you please abide by that. If you think you may be on the fast and high stream right now, but you shouldn't be, it's not too late to drop down and slow down. Just make sure there's no one beneath you. Clear that airspace below you. Make sure you do some clearing turns there. Make sure there's no one right beneath you that you're going to descend into, especially if you're already established in that holding pattern. Once again, if you're inbound this SimVenture 2026, welcome to Oshkosh. It is a beautiful day out here. I wish we were already pumping them in over Fisk, but it's not going to be long. I'm being told about 5 or 10 more minutes, and we will be inbound on the Fisk arrival to kick off SimVenture 2026. But right now we are holding. If you're just joining us, we are holding. We're starting the day in hold because we have a disabled aircraft on the runway. Don't worry, everybody's fine. They're just finishing up, clearing that off, and then we are going to start coming in over the Fisk arrival. Page 16 of the notice, though, right now is what we need to be looking at. That is our holding procedure. You're either going to be holding over Rush Lake or Green Lake. Disregard Puckaway. We don't need to hold out there right now. We don't have the demand for that. But if you are just joining us, you're likely already out. You're likely outside of Ripon. So if you're outside of Ripon, you're going to join that Green Lake hold in a counterclockwise direction. If for whatever reason you're just joining us and you're already inside of Ripon, you're going to hold over Rush Lake. But do not skip over Ripon. If you are already on frequency and you're hearing this, we need you to hold over Green Lake. Ideally, the Rush Lake holding is not going to get too busy because we are going to have to hold them out first. But don't worry, everyone is going to have plenty of time here to fly for SimVenture 2026. So just keep those left turns going around the lakes as charted on page 16.
Training
those
for
turns. Make sure you're not cutting anybody off. 1,800 feet, 90 knots is the ideal speed and altitude. If you can't do it, we understand, but you need to be out there.
Are you familiar with
135 knots.
with
if
Oshkosh?
You cannot do 90 knots comfortably. Again, if you cannot do 90 knots comfortably, you can be higher. That is not a choice, though. That is going to be an operational limitation. If you're going to set the 172, you should certainly not be up at in the high and fast stream. So ideally, we need as many boats possible down at the 1,800 feet, 90 knot stream.
Trying to fly and stream at the same time is a little crazy.
For everybody, because
there we go.
We have to merge you into that stream anyways as you get over Fisk. speaking of Fisk, once we do start bringing you out of holding,
for the
let's discuss a little
end
bit
of
of
the
what's
stream.
going to happen there. So
There we
we're
go.
going to bring you out of holding. You're
Whoa.
going to go over Fisk. We're
Yep.
going to pick you out by type and color as you get within about 1 mile to a half mile outside of.
Let's see how we're doing. Okay, so I'm still roughly around 3,000.
As you do that, we're going to acknowledge that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Have you had the trial in the past, Red Baron?
That's runway 27.
They have a free trial that
36.
you can generally use during this period.
Or right.
Some people
Runway
don't
36
keep up
right.
their subscription. That's understandable.
Typically
You
a
know,
taxiway.
I mean,
At Oshkosh Airport,
unless you're
but
using it all the time,
the
it
folks
is a
down at the airport
subscription.
have
So.
done a great job of painting some runway markers on there. There's
But if not, there
squares
is,
on
don't
36 right.
never
Keep that in
fear,
mind.
because
Those
there is
dots on
actually a
36 right,
VAT
just
sim
some squares,
event
a red
called
and
VAT
green there
Venture,
for 36 right.
and
so
that
if
is
you
coming
get
up
the
this
36
Sunday.
transition out of Fisk, that's a right turn
So if
down
you
Fisk
want
Avenue.
some more
And you're
Oshkosh
gonna be
goodness
assigned runway 36 left
before the
or
main
right
event,
by the
you
tower.
can
36 left,
participate
the
for free on
normal
VATSIM
runway at
if you have
Oshkosh is
VATSIM.
the long and wide one. 36
Yeah.
right is a skinny little runway because it's
Yeah.
normally a taxiway. So just
So,
keep that in mind as you get
VAT
toward the
Venture is a
airport,
really good thing.
that
They already have the NOTAM
runway
out. You
36 right is
can
not
read
gonna
that
look
and
exactly like
see
a
what
runway
differences.
as you're used
VAT
to
Venture's a little bit different. I
looking,
actually
especially if you've
like
flown out here at
the
Oshkosh.
idea. I'm going to try it for the first time this
When
year.
it's not AirVenture Week or
They
SimVenture
support
Week.
IFR,
But,
unlike
if you get
this
that
event,
36
and they
transition,
also
keep that
support
in mind. You will get
real
runway
world
time from the
weather.
tower. For
So
those going to runway
that adds a
27,
bit of a challenge
up
if
the
you're
railroad tracks,
bored with
and you will be
flying in
heading straight
you
the
know,
railroad tracks that right down
Cavoke and
27. You'll maintain
no
that
wind, no
altitude
clouds,
all
but
the way until the downwind. For those on
not
36,
that
you'll
this is
also
boring
maintain
even by
speed and
itself,
altitude,
but
at 1,800 feet, 90 knots
okay,
until
let's see what's going
you
on
cross
here. I
the
am
interstate,
kind
and tower will
trying to
have
kind
more
of come
information
in
as you
at
approach
Puckaway,
on that.
but there's some
If
other
you're just
traffic
joining
that's
us, we are
around me,
holding.
so
We're holding on page 16 of the notice. So take a look at page 16 of the notice that outlines the holding.
I think I'm going to get in
joining us. You're
behind
likely
this guy.
outside of
So
Ripon. You have not passed Ripon yet, so that means you're going to be
first, I'm
holding
going to
over
do
Green
a
Lake.
right
Disregard
360
Puckaway
for,
Lake holding.
I'm
We don't
sorry,
have to
yeah,
demand
right
for that right
360
now.
for spacing.
But just as you get close to Ripon, you're going to pass Green
I don't
Lake
see
on your
anybody
left.
within, but
After
I see
Green
somebody
Lake
off
is
to my north,
behind
so
you on your left. You're going to start
I'm
that
gonna
left turn
descend.
around Green Lake in a counterclockwise rectangular fashion, all outlined there
We're
on
gonna
page
keep that
16
coming.
of the notice. Maintain that altitude 1,800 feet, 90 knots. If you absolutely cannot do that comfortably, you can be up at 2,300 feet and then 105 knots.
And then we'll see if we can
So
slip in
we're
behind
so
her.
happy to see you here at SimVenture 2026.
Yeah, I don't
We're gonna
know.
have
Sometimes
a lot of fun over these next 3 days.
that
Got a lot of great
venture
prizes for you all to be,
slips under the
potentially
radar,
winning
so to
every
speak.
stop and landing
People are either
at,
busy or they're out doing summer
Oshkosh
things, and they
gives you
don't.
the opportunity to win
don't notice,
one of our
so
many amazing
there we
prizes
go.
donated by our terrific
Looks like our
sponsors. So
airspace up here is
keep,
clear, so I'm going to go
flying
ahead and
as much
join
as
it
you can. I
at
promise we'll let
Puckaway
you
Lake,
in
but
just about 5 minutes
technically
here
we're
on
holding
the fifth
for
arrival.
Green Lake, so
Once
when
again,
I get up to
if
Green
you're just
Lake,
joining us,
I
we are holding
will
not much
join that
longer. We had
hold.
a disabled aircraft on the runway to start the show, but we are holding on page 16 of the notice. And this happens at the show. This happens all the time. Unfortunately, the airport has to close for one reason or another, and we go into holding. So this is not unusual. Generally,
We'll
even
just
if
tune up
runway
Osh.
27 is the affected runway, for instance,
It always helps to
runway
have
36
multiple
also
forms of
shuts down
navigation in
because
case
they can't
one
afford to have
fails.
two
Okay, so we're at
disabled aircraft on
2,000.
two different runways.
We're
If
getting
there's
ready
already
to
one incident, they don't
line
want
up.
to create another.
We're a little
so they
bit
just end up
fast,
shutting
but
down the
that's
whole
okay.
airport, making sure that
That's
they
'cause
can
we're
get
in the
everything
descent.
cleared off until it is safe to
So
send
once we get to
everybody
1,800,
in.
we're
It
going
is
to
frustrating.
level
I
off
understand that, but
and
we
then
appreciate
hit
your
90
patience
knots.
and we appreciate you complying with the notice on page 16 of holding. I am now being told that we're going to be getting ready to send aircraft in. So start briefing pages 20 and 22. Not quite yet, though. I don't want you to come out of holding quite yet. We'll let you know when that's going to happen. I want you to just keep holding for now.
Everybody's going to make a
1,800
run
feet,
for
90
the.
knots, 2,300 feet, 135 knots if you can't do that low and slow stream. But again, that's only if you absolutely cannot do that low and slow stream. We're just minutes away from letting you in and opening those floodgates over the Fisk arrival. First SimVenture 2026. Once again, as you come over,
Okay, we're coming up on
we're going to ask
1,800.
you to rock your wings. And if you're able to, take a quick glance off that left wing, and you'll see us down there over Fisk. Right as you get over Fisk, we're just
Yeah, I'll
north of
point out
railroad
the
tracks.
tent
We got a nice little camper
when we pass
and,
over it. It's kind of
a
cool.
tent set up for us. So we're watching you as you come in, and then we'll give you a runway assignment from there. So either runway 27 or 36A, pages 20 and 22 of the notice. That is what we are using. Getting updates here. They are just about ready to send us in. Yep, they're saying they are ready to send you all in. So give us 1 minute to coordinate getting out of holding, and we'll get right back to you. We'll get everybody inbound on the Fisk arrival. Welcome to
Here we go. Here's
SimVenture
Buckaway
2026.
Lake. So far, so good.
All right, everybody, welcome to SimVenture 2026. It's a beautiful day here in Oshkosh. We are so glad that you are joining us. I know that you are all out in holding right now. Continue holding until I call you guys to come inbound. We're going to start closest and work our way out. So wait till one hold clears and wait till I tell you you can come in. I'll call you in.
We're pretty
by
well established.
the first one will be
Maybe
your
we could
call
be a little
sign,
bit faster.
And everybody will kind of fall in
Go ahead
line
and
from
add a little
there
bit more
unless they
speed.
tell you to make another lap around the lake. So you guys are looking good right now. Make sure that you're doing your 90 knots and you're staying at your altitude. Find somebody to follow. Do not get side by side. Do not pass each other. And we're going to start coming in here in just a second. As you leave Green Lake and you head towards Ripon, you're going to go to Ripon, and once you get to Ripon, you need to
And
follow
I've got
those
my
railroad
distance
tracks.
set
Do
to
not
1
fly point to point on the
nautical mile,
GPS.
so
You're going to want to make sure
we're
that
looking
you
for
fly
no
the railroad
less than
tracks
half-mile
outside
trail.
the window, get directly
With the
over
guy in
those
front of
railroad
us, there's
tracks, not
nobody
left or
around
right
us.
of them, and follow
So-
those inbound to Fisk.
Now that's going to
As you
change
get to
pretty
Fisk,
fast
I'm
because
gonna
we've got
call
this
you
hold
out
coming
when
up.
you get about a mile. If
So
you're not within a mile of Fisk, I'm not talking to you yet.
actually
All right, let me look out there and
look
see
at
who we've
this.
got.
So
Looks
we're right
like,
we've got the hold ending,
got
so there's going to be a little bit
out
of a
there,
merge
kinda
here, and the question is,
Barron,
what's
you
age
guys
are you going to
doing a
have
great
to
job.
do?
Let's go do
We'll
this.
find
It
out.
looks like I've got a Baron over at Green Lake. 64 Bravo, I think, is the call sign. I want my Baron to come on in, stay up at that 2,300, and when you get to that point there on that northeast side of Green Lake, I want you to go ahead and fly to Ripon, and then follow the procedure inbound. You're going to be my first one. You're up high a little faster than everybody else. We're going to get you in, get you out of the way. Then we're going to start bringing in some others as well. Looks like I've got a couple Cessnas out there. How about 13 Sierra? 13 Sierra, you're going to be my first arrival off of Green Lake there. So 13 Sierra, continue inbound on the arrival and join there at Ripon and follow the railroad tracks up to Fisk. After that, everybody, once you get to that northeast corner of Green Lake, I want you to continue inbound on the approach. But I've got to have that half-mile spacing. If you are not a half mile from that person in front of you, I want you to make one more lap around the lake. Get the half mile for me. Just make one more loop around and make sure that we've got the proper spacing. If you guys get to me without that half mile, I'm going to have to send somebody back around the lake out there.
That's
so
right.
don't be the bad guy. So again, my 13 Sierra Cessna out there, you're going to be my first one coming off of Ripon along with my Baron.
So to be honest, I don't have
at
any
2300
strict expectations
Bravo.
about getting in, so I think that's,
I'll let you know
that's
when
the
you
way to
can start
be
that
a little
descent.
bit more rational about it. So if we get in, we get in.
Again, we should have everybody at
1,890
1,890 knots. If you're not able to do that
world.
safely, at 2,300 and 135 knots. We are coming inbound, landing runway 27
There's quite a
and
few
36
real
today.
pilots
As you get
that
close
use
to
this
Fisk, I'm gonna pick
opportunity
you out
to
by
train
type
and
and
brief
color.
for
I'll
the
let you
real
know which
event
runway
that's
to go
coming
to.
up
If
later
you're going
in
to
the month.
runway 27, you're going to
So,
follow those railroad tracks all the way up, keeping that
Those
altitude. If you're
pilots
going to runway
probably,
36, as you get
I don't
to
know,
Fisk,
this
we're going to make
is
that
more
turn down
important for
Fifth
them.
Avenue.
I don't
Looks
want to
like
say
I've
I don't
got
take
a
it seriously, because I do.
Bonanza
I
right
try to
here at
fly the
Fisk.
procedure
Rock
as
your
best
wings
as
for
I
me. Red and
can,
white Bonanza, just to
according to the
west
modem.
of Fisk. Rock your wings for me. Up at
And the more
1,800
people that
Bonanza.
are in here,
Rock your wings for me. Let me see
you
a
know,
good rock on it.
the better
Not
training
seeing the
environment
rock.
it
I
is.
think the call sign there may be 1 Foxtrot Sierra on the 8SB. Rock your wings for me. Are you listening? All right, not listening to me. Let me see who else. Oh, there we go. Now I've got you rocking for me. There you go. I want you to continue eastbound for me there, my red and white Bonanza. Continue eastbound. Follow Fisk Avenue. I want you to follow Fisk Avenue for the left base runway 36. Acknowledge with a right wing rock for me there, Bonanza.
Okay, here's Green Lake.
Good wing rock on that. For my Bonanza just passing Fisk, your frequency 126.6. Monitor the tower now for runway 36 and welcome to the show. All right, everybody, as you are around Green Lake there, as you're making that turnaround and you're getting back to that northeast side of the lake, I want you to join the arrival inbound. Make sure that you've got a half-mile spacing between you and the person in front of you. If you don't have that half mile, I want you to make one more turn around the lake, and I'll get you in on the next pass.
That 2
Again,
miles.
1,890 knots or
This is 2 miles.
2,335 knots.
Us 2 miles.
If you're up there at that higher
You see
altitude and
them?
you're able to come down, please do so.
There they are.
But you're going to have to descend
Wow, that's
and
really
get into
hard
the
to
mix
see.
of everybody anyway. So if you can go ahead and come down,
traffic
please
spotting
do that
in
for
real
me.
life
if
is
you
hard.
can't, stay up at that 2,300 and continue inbound at 135 knots.
I like X-Plane because it does a pretty good job on the atmospherics. This is kind of
Again, we're
like
just
what
bringing in
real
from
haze
Green
might
Lake
look
right
like
now,
on a
from
day like
Green
today.
Lake. As you get to that northeast point on Green
Even
Lake,
with
continue
clear,
inbound
so-
to Ripon. Once you get to Ripon, make sure that you're looking outside and following the railroad tracks. Do not fly point to point from Ripon. I need you looking outside, following those tracks. They kind of snake around a little bit, so it's not going to be a direct line. I'll be able to tell if you're not on the approach, so make sure that you're following those
I
railroad
didn't
tracks.
like that.
1,890 knots or 2,300 and 135 knots.
I think, at the risk of futzing with this, let's see,
We are landing runway 27 and 36 at Oshkosh today.
set up.
That's going to be pages 11 and
Auto-zoom
13, I think, in your
yeah,
NOTAM.
well, that's fine. But
Again, 1,890 knots or
is I don't want the
2,300 and
map to
135 knots.
auto-zoom at
We're
all.
finding somebody to
Auto-zoom
follow.
off.
No side-by-sides, not holding hands with friends out there.
there we go.
No side-by-sides, no
Now it's gonna
unders
stay on
unless
one-
you're at that higher altitude.
One
Once you
mile.
depart Ripon,
So we
following
can
the
easily
railroad
see
tracks,
what's a
getting
half-mile
directly
trail
over
by
those
looking
railroad
for
tracks,
half
not
of
left or
this,
right of those, but directly over,
this
maintaining
distance.
that altitude and speed, finding again
believe
somebody to
that
follow,
is
half a
correct,
mile
right?
spacing at least. If you don't have that half-mile spacing,
1
break
mile
it off,
range.
go one more time around that lake, and then find the next person to follow.
What
As
I
you
can
get
do
close
is
to
I can
Fisk, and I'm
actually
saying within a
look at
mile,
this guy.
if you're not within
He's
a
like
mile of Fisk,
1.7
I'm not
miles.
talking to you yet, so please don't take the
So-
wing rock, don't take the right turn or the follow
Yeah.
railroad tracks or the tower
3.7.
frequency.
So I think
just
that's
continue
correct.
inbound to Fisk, and I'll
That's
pick
2.
you out when you get about a mile from
Always
Fisk.
good to cross-check stuff. All right, let's see. This is Green Lake. We're still heading up.
I'm
Once we
looking
get
down the railroad tracks. It
past
looks like everybody's doing a
Ripon.
pretty good job out there. I'm excited. This is a good
Ripon is gonna
first
be next.
session. You guys are looking great out there. I'm seeing that 1,800 and that 2,300. Looks like I've got my Baron, my 64 Bravo, that first one that I had coming up. It looks like you are getting closer to Fisk. There is nobody in front of you or directly close behind you. I want you to go ahead and start that descent down to 1,800 for me. That's my blue and white Baron, my first one here, about 3 miles from Fisk. I want you to go ahead and start that descent down to 1,800.
Sorry, checking the map.
Everybody else, as you depart Ripon, make sure that you're following the railroad tracks again, directly over the railroad tracks, not left or right of those, but directly over those. Maintaining that half-mile spacing between you and the person in front of you. It's a beautiful day at Oshkosh. We are landing runway 27 and runway 36, so make sure that you are familiar with those in your NOTAM.
Here we go.
If you're coming off of Green Lake, that's going to be that northeast corner of Green Lake that you're going to start that procedure going up to Ripon and then following the railroad
Ripon.
tracks from Ripon. All right, guys, I'm excited. I see you guys getting closer. Let's see. It looks like I've got my Baron now. You are about a mile from Fisk. Rock your wings for me, Baron, the one that's a mile from Fisk, my blue and white Baron. Let me see a good wing rock. Good wing rock. You're going to go to runway 27. I want you to continue up the railroad tracks for 27, maintaining that 1,800 until you get on the downwind. Do not descend prior to getting on the downwind. They do have departures coming off of 27 that are climbing up to 1,300. For my blue and white Baron, as you're following those railroad tracks, again, maintaining that 1,800, I want you to monitor tower now for me, 118.5, and welcome to the show.
Excellent.
All right, looks like I've got a couple more up at that higher altitude at 2,300 here, about 2 miles from Fisk. I want you to go ahead and start that descent down to 1,800 for me. Looks like maybe a diamond out there maybe. I want you to go ahead and start that descent down to 1,800 for me, the one that's about a mile and a half now from Fisk.
Oh, diamond. Nice choice.
Everybody else, you're doing a great job. I'm seeing you coming up the railroad tracks, making sure that you're staying directly over those railroad tracks. You guys are looking great. Looks like I've also got another one up there at 2300, a canard of some type. Looks like maybe a long easy 2 miles from Fisk. Go ahead and start that descent down to
good choice.
1,800. My orange and white diamond,
should do
give
the
me a
long
wing rock.
easy.
Let me see a good wing rock on ya.
We'll do that in.
Let me see a wing rock for you. Good wing rock. That's great. I want you to
Flight
continue
Simulator.
up the railroad tracks also for runway 27 for me. Maintaining that 1,800 until you get on the downwind. Do not descend prior to that. Your frequency 118.5. Monitor the tower now and welcome to the show. My long easy, a mile from Fisk. Rock your wings for me. Let me see a good rock on the long easy. That is a great rock. We're going to put you on runway 36 today. Give them a little business over there.
Oh,
so here in
sorry.
just a second, you're going to make that right turn to go down
Hello.
Fisk Avenue, that east-west road. Actually, go ahead and make that right turn
There we
now.
go.
Start that nice, easy right turn, joining that east-west road for runway 36. You can monitor the tower now on 126.6. Welcome to the show.
All right, let's see what we got here.
All right, it looks like we're getting Green Lake cleaned up. It's going to be just another minute or so, and then I'll start bringing them in from Puckaway. If you're at Puckaway, you're doing a great job. Just keep in that
There's
holding
Ripon.
pattern, and I'll call you guys in here in just a
There's
minute.
the train depot.
All right, looks like I've got a red and white Cessna, half mile from Fisk. You're going the wrong way, red and white Cessna. My green and white Cessna, about a mile and a half from Fisk. Use caution. You got a red and white Cessna directly in front of you, same
That's not good.
altitude.
Not good.
How about with 01 Romeo? Are you on frequency? Talk to me. All right, you guys use caution. I've got a Cessna going the wrong direction on the track. He's about a mile and a half from Fisk now. My green and white Cessna, half mile from Fisk.
Somebody's
Rock your wings
lost.
for me. Let me see a good wing rock on you. There we go, great wing rock. You're also going to go to runway 36. Start that right turn for me now. Join that east-west road. You'll be on the tower frequency 126.6. As you make that turn, you can monitor them.
There's the
01
railroad
Romeo,
track.
01 Romeo, are you on frequency? Talk to me. All right, let's see. Blue and white Cessna, mile from Fisk. Rock your wings for me. Let me see a wing rock on ya. Blue and white Cessna. There we go. Great wing rock. You're going to go to runway 27. Continue following the railroad tracks. You're going to maintain that 1,800 until you get onto the downwind. Do not descend until you're on the downwind. For runway
There we go.
27, your tower frequency 118.5. All right, it looks like Green Lake is getting cleared out. My Puckaway, you can come up to Green Lake. If you're holding at Puckaway, come up to Green Lake. It looks like I've got a Cirrus half mile from Fisk. Rock your wings for me. Let me see a good wing rock on the Cirrus. That's a good wing rock, great rock. I want you to start a right turn for me, Cirrus. Start that right turn. You're going to go to runway 36. Follow that east-west road. Get directly
100
over
feet
the
above.
east-west road. I want you to monitor the tower on 126.6.
That's
Welcome
the guy
to the
that's
show.
in front of me, so that's okay.
Everybody's looking really good coming up the railroad tracks. Make sure you maintain that half-mile spacing between you and the person in front of you. If you're closer than a half a mile, it's not going to work. I need you to make a turn out, go back to the lake, and rejoin the Congo line coming in. Everybody's going to be at 1,890 knots. If you're not able to do that 1,890 knots, you're up at 2,300 and 135 knots. I will be calling you out as you get close to Fisk. That's within a mile. If you are further than a mile, I'm not talking to you yet.
All right,
so
here's
don't
where we're
take
gonna make
the
a
wing
bet.
rock, and please don't take
Either
the
we're
turns
going
or
to
instructions
Fisk
to
Ave
switch
or
to
we're
tower.
going to
Looks
27.
like I've got
If we're going
a blue and white. Is that a maybe a
27, this
kit
could be
fox or a fox? Let me see a good wing
118.5.
rock on you, about a mile from
So we're gonna
Fisk.
leave that as our
That's
standby.
a wonderful rock.
So worst
Very
case,
good
we
rock.
have to change
We're going to
frequency,
send you to
but
runway 36.
it'll be fine.
So I want you to continue inbound to Fisk, and I'm going to give you
Hey,
that right
thanks for the
turn here
follow.
in just a minute. You're going to be following that east-west
my
road
strong
for runway
arm.
36.
Thank you. Appreciate the support.
All right, Fox, you make that right turn now. Follow that east-west road for me. Let me see you on that turn. Very good. Follow the east-west road for runway 36, directly over top of the road. You can monitor the tower now, 126.6. Again, as you're coming inbound from Green Lake to to Ripon. Between Ripon and Fisk, I need you directly over the railroad tracks, not left or right of those, but directly over the railroad tracks, please. Baron, 1 mile from Fisk. Looks like a blue Baron, 1 mile from Fisk. Rock your wings for me. Let me see a wing rock on you. Let me see that wing rock again, Baron. I didn't see it. There you go. That's a good wing rock. You're going to go to runway 27. I want you to continue up the railroad tracks at that 1,800. Again, do not descend. Do not descend until you get onto the downwind. Your tower frequency 118.5, and welcome to the show. 1,890 knots, 2,300 or 135 knots if you can't do the lower altitude. As you leave Ripon, get directly over the railroad tracks, please. Not left or right of those, but follow the railroad tracks. Do not fly point to point after Ripon. If you are not within about a mile of Fisk, I am not talking to you yet. As you can imagine, there's a lot of Cessnas, a lot of Bonanzas out there flying today. So if you're not within a mile, I'm not talking to you. Don't take the
Where's the
instructions.
Warrior?
And speaking of a mile, looks like I've got a red and white Cessna about 3/4 of a mile from Fisk. Rock your wings for me. Red and white Cessna. Let me see a good wing rock. There you go. That's great. You're going to go to runway 36. Start a right turn, a gradual right turn. I want you to join that east-west road for runway 36. And your tower frequency 126.6. You can monitor them now and get that right turn for me. Get directly over Fisk Avenue. Looks like a blue Cessna, half mile from Fisk. Blue and yellow, rock your wings for me. Let me see a good wing rock on you. Let me see oh, there we go. That's a good one. All right, you're going to go to 27. I want you to just continue up the railroad tracks. Give me a little bit more space between you and that Cessna that was in front of you. I want you to go up the railroad tracks for 27 for my blue and yellow Cessna. Your tower frequency is 118.5. Again, if you're inbound for runway 27, you want to make sure that you make that or keep that 1,800 until you get on downwind. I've got a red Cessna, half mile from Fisk. Rock your wings for me. Let me see a good rock on that Cessna, half mile from Fisk. Good wing rock. Right turn for you. Turn right for me now. I want you to follow Fisk
Okay, it looks like
Avenue
we're gonna get
for
the
runway
railroad.
36. Get directly over that east-west road for that red Cessna. You guys coming up the railroad tracks, you're doing a great
There's
job.
the,
You're making it look easy, making
ATC.
it look like you've been doing this for years. You guys are doing a great job keeping that half-mile spacing and 1,890 knots.
So there they are. You should be able to see us pretty soon here.
As you're coming out of Ripon, make sure you stay directly over the railroad tracks, not left or right of those, but directly over the railroad tracks. That makes it easier for me to see you. Also, if you're in a retractable, if you can go ahead and put the gear down to slow down and turn that landing light on, that makes it easier for me to see you too. Looks like I got a blue and white Cherokee, half mile from Fisk. Rock your wings for me, blue and white Cherokee. Let me see a good wing rock on you. There we go. That's a great rock. You're going to go to runway 27 today. You're going to go straight up those railroad tracks. Just continue following those, keeping that 1,800 until you get on the downwind. Do not descend until you get on the downwind. There will be departures coming off at 27, climbing up to 1,300. And for my Cherokee, monitor the tower now, 118.5, and welcome to the show.
There we go. Thanks so much.
You are so welcome.
Descent and assign you a dot
Right.
to land on.
Now we're on tower.
Just use caution, we do have multiple departures off runway 27 today. They're flying west and northbound at 1,300. As you land, we are going to be exiting on the right side of the runway. The grass has been rolled for a safe landing. You'll follow the flags of the park.
Alright, so now we follow in. Now this is where things get really exciting. So we spent all this time.
I got a blue and orange twin inside the gravel pit. Go ahead and start your descent for me and base it being the orange dot.
So we got follow 27, or follow the railroad tracks up here to the gravel pit, and then we're going to be entering in. 27
From what I
is
can see, everyone's doing
landing
a great
west,
job maintaining
which is behind us.
1,890 knots. Thank
So
you
we're
so
gonna be
much
coming
for the training.
around
Hope you have a wonderful
and
experience
landing.
today. I know I am for sure.
and this behind us. So we're going to be entering basically a right base, right downwind.
26 Alpha Hotel, Fond du Lac.
And the other thing to keep
And
aware
I'm calling
of
Fond du Lac, report at Woodward
is
Island.
27 is going to be exit right on the grass. So after we land, we're going to slow down and
blue
then
orange
exit to the
bear,
right.
I'm going to have you land on or after the green dot. Continue pointing the
Go
green
to
dot
parking.
and land on or at or beyond the green dot.
So far, it seems like we fit into this really nice little spacing here. So we have to make sure we stick to our altitudes, though, because there is departing
looks like
traffic
I have a,
right
simply a
underneath
Cessna.
us.
It looks like a blue and yellow Cessna. Yeah, blue and yellow Cessna. Go ahead and start your descent. And you're going to beam the orange dot.
In fact, here comes somebody right now, 500 feet below us. So I don't know if we can see them.
My blue and yellow Cessna, you can land on or
Yeah,
after the green
we
dot.
got a traffic alert. That's
My
for
blue
sure.
and orange Baron, that was an excellent landing. Welcome to Oshkosh.
Okay, so we're gonna make sure we stay at
Attention all aircraft. Oshkosh, information on the current altimeter 2,
We're established in the downwind just inside the gravel pit. We do have a
There
lot
he
of
is.
departures departing runway 27 right now.
That gives you an
will be
idea of just how
climbing
close
below
traffic
you at
is.
1,300. Alright, blue nose. Yep, start your base turn there. Start base turn now. Point your nose at the orange. Dip
There's
all
the
the way to
gravel
the
pit.
orange. You're clear to land on or after the green dot.
Basically, gonna turn downwind on that street. So we're just crossing center line right now. Yep, I'm aware of the traffic. Whoa, we've got somebody right below us.
There we go, excellent turn. Perfect. Yep,
Just
aim
wanna
at
make
the
sure
orange and
we
land
are
on or after the green dot for my
maintaining
blue
that
and yellow
1800.
Cessna.
Okay.
And everyone, 1,890 knots
I
over
don't
the
know if you
railroad
saw
tracks
that
until the
guy.
downwind. Don't start your descent until I call it inside the gravel pit. We're going to be having a lot of departures off of 27 today. I don't want anyone to have
Okay.
an issue over the railroad track.
Here is the gravel pit. So we're going to make our base turn. Once we've made our base turn, then we can start getting direction from these guys. This is where it gets exciting.
Silver Invader 26 Alpha Hotel, Woodward Island.
Oh, nice.
My my silver warbird, go ahead and report enter a 3-mile left base for runway 27.
Left base 27. Silver
My
Invader.
blue and yellow Cessna, excellent landing, right turn in the grass, welcome to Oshkosh. My white and blue Cherokee inside the gravel pit, start your descent, base to beam the orange dot. You're cleared to land on or after the green dot.
Okay, on or after the green dot. Let's go ahead and lower our speed. Pre-landing checklist is fuel pump is on.
And for all my aircraft from Fisk, welcome to show. Altimeter
Good.
292 winds
Enter
are
in
calm
2
here.
notches
We're
of
landing
flaps
on runway
and
27 today. If
keep
you're
that
unfamiliar
tight.
with the procedure, it's page 20 of the notice. You've been asked that you remain at 1,890 knots. Nose to tail with the person in front of you over the railroad tracks. Once you're inside the gravel pit, you can turn down, and from there we'll get you descending. White and blue Cherokee, that's excellent. Yep, continue to dip your wings over to the orange and land on or after the green dot.
Why is that guy, is he taking off? That's awfully close. I'm going to put in a little bit more flaps here, full flaps. There we go. Just a little bit before. That's okay. Alright. Now we just gently slow down. Whoa. Yep.
It looks like I have a 1 Sierra Tango, 1 Sierra Tango. If you could just kind of fly
Yeah.
north and northeast bound for me, join over the railroad tracks. Again,
Oh, that wasn't the best
1,899 over the
landing,
railroad
but-
tracks we established in the gravel pit for the downwind turn. My
There we
aircraft
go.
has just landed. Excellent job. Welcome to Oshkosh and follow the flagman. I see my
Here we
who's
go.
that? My Invader, my Silver Invader. I see you there. You need an overhead, or you could just full stop.
It's going to be a full stop to parking if you can fit me in.
All right, Invader, go ahead. Runway 27, clear to land.
Goodbye,